Arsenal hold talks over surprise signing of 67-cap Germany star, but Tottenham move more likely. Arsenal are reportedly in the mix with rivals Tottenham to sign Bayern Munich midfielder Leon Goretska this month, as sources revealed Thomas Frank's stance on the 30-year-old. The Gunners are pushing to lift their first Premier League title since 2003, and while Mikel Arteta is happy with his squad, opportunistic signings are not off the table. Goretzka, an experienced performer who's run out 67 times for Germany, could leave Bayern this month. His influence in Munich has diminished since Vincent Kompany took charge last season. Though he does still start fairly regularly in the Bundesliga, when he does, he's often hauled off on the hour mark. He has also not started a single game in the Champions League this term. Goretzka's agents are looking to find him a new club this month, and according to Caught Offside, Arsenal could be in the mix to sign him, which would come as a shock given their plethora of quality midfield options. The report claims that his representatives have been in contact with Arsenal, as well as Manchester United and Tottenham. Everything depends on whether Bayern are willing to sanction a January exit rather than wait until the summer, the report notes. But we understand that Spurs are the most likely club to take a chance on Goretzka rather than the Gunners. Want more breaking transfer lines from original sources? Thomas Frank interested in Arsenal link star. Our transfer insider, Dean Jones, exclusively told us earlier this week that Goretzka has indeed been offered to several sides, and crucially, Tottenham boss Frank is an admirer of his. There have been a few stories linking Spurs with Goretzka, and there is something in it, confirmed Jones. The player is keen to explore a move to the Premier League, and since Spurs have been sounded out, there have been a few people willing to consider the idea. I'm told Thomas Frank is actually one of the interested parties, as he views him as one of the more dependable players they have been offered, at a time when they are seriously looking at midfield options for 2026. However, there is no guarantee that a transfer happens, as Jones adds that the idea of signing Goretzka has not been universally accepted by all behind the scenes at Spurs. My hunch is that such a move won't actually go ahead, because I get the impression enough other people are not convinced this is the right move for them as they attempt to remodel the team and build for the future. But it's a sign of movement and a sign that Spurs are active in the market for a player in that area. Arsenal have scouted Eintracht Frankfurt forward Jean-Matteo Bahoya. The Gunners spent over £250 million on 8 signings during last summer's transfer window. Manager Mikel Arteta seems comfortable with the current squad, and the club are unlikely to make any big money signings this winter. However, the Gunners could plan for the summer, and Sky Sports claim that they have been closely monitoring Eintracht Bahoya. Arsenal could recruit a left winger next summer. The Gunners have passed up the opportunity to land Bournemouth winger Antoine Semenyo this month, and he is on course to join Manchester City. It is a clear indication that the club are unlikely to bolster the wide attacking department for now. They have the left wing position well covered with Leandro Trossard's fine run of form. The Belgian has 5 goals and 4 assists in the Premier League this campaign. He has made the position his own ahead of Gabriel Martinelli, who is shown in the Champions League. There does not appear the need for another acquisition, but the scenario could change in the summer. Trossard will enter the last year of his contract and could be shown the exit door. Bahoya may not represent a marquee addition, but Arsenal may want to monitor his progress with Eintracht over the course of the ongoing campaign to assess his potential. The 20-year-old has 4 goal contributions in 924 minutes this season. He is primarily a left winger, but has also operated as a center forward or from the number 10 position. He has won 64% of his ground duels and 62% of his dribbles in the Bundesliga. Eintracht value him at a staggering £61 million. Arsenal are unlikely to make such a huge outlay. A deal could be done for a lesser fee if he has a strong second half to the season. Ex-Arsenal Academy player sold for £2 million, now a Premier League star, worth £80 million. Having been promoted to the Premier League for the first time since 2007 at the end of last season, Sunderland entered the turn of the new year sitting 7th in the table after 18 games played. Ahead of their first season back in the top flight of English football, Sunderland acquired 14 new players, headlined by that of former Brighton winger Simon Adingra, £20.5 million, and former Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka, £17.3 million. In total, they spent in the region of £172 million, while they also had several outgoings, the most notable being that of Joe Bellingham's £32 million switch to Bundesliga side Borussia Dortmund. Despite undergoing such monumental changes, it is one Black Cat stalwart who has earned all the plaudits of TalkSports' Manchester correspondent Gray. If you want me to say a player who probably could be worth 60, 70, 80 million pounds, I would say Dan Ballard. He has been incredible, Gray told TalkSports ahead of Sunderland's clash against Manchester City, and the goalkeeper Robin Roofs has been sensational as well. Dan Ballard, ex-Arsenal Academy defender, now Premier League standout. Name, Dan Ballard. Current club, Sunderland. Position, central defender. Arsenal link. Ballard came through the Arsenal Academy, joining at age 8 and signing professional terms in 2018, but never made a senior appearance for the Gunners. He was sold to Sunderland in 2022 for around £2 million. Rise to Premier League prominence and £80 million valuation. Since his move, Ballard has become a key player for Sunderland, helping them return to the Premier League after a 9-year absence and impressing with his defensive ability, leadership, and physical development.
Performances, including scoring on his Premier League debut and contributing crucial goals, have led some pundits to value him at around £80 million, a massive increase from his original £2 million sale. Why he's getting attention? Ballard's jump in form has made him one of Sunderland's standout players in the top flight, drawing interest from bigger clubs given his age, potential, and defensive qualities. Such evaluation highlights how a player developed at Arsenal, even if he didn't break into their first team, can flourish elsewhere and become a major Premier League talent. Dan Ballard, style of play profile. Position, centre-back, right-sided. Build, strong, aggressive, aerially dominant. Background, Arsenal Academy graduate. Defensive strengths, aerial dominance. One of Ballard's standout traits. He attacks the ball aggressively in both boxes and is a major threat from set pieces. Physical defending, comfortable in duels, uses his body well, and doesn't shy away from contact. Front foot defending, likes to step out of the defensive line to intercept passes and break up attacks early. Mentality and leadership, vocal organizer, shows confidence under pressure, and plays with authority beyond his years. On the ball ability, simple, efficient passing. Not a playmaker center back, but reliable in short and medium passes. Direct progression, prefers vertical balls into midfield rather than risky diagonals. Composure improving, has developed significantly since leaving Arsenal, especially when pressed. Comparison to Premier League center backs. Similar profiles. Ben White, Arsenal. Ballard is less technical but more aerially dominant. Lewis Dunk, Brighton. Comparable leadership and physicality, though Dunk is superior in long-range passing. Ezri Konsa, Aston Villa. Comparable defensive reliability and positional awareness. Where Ballard excels, aerial duels, set-piece threat, defensive aggression, 1v1 battles. Where he still trails elite CBs. Progressive passing under high press. Recovery pace against elite forwards. Experience at sustained top 6 level. Sync and why his value has skyrocketed. Developed physically and mentally after leaving Arsenal. Regular first-team football accelerated growth. Fits modern Premier League demand for dominant, aggressive defenders. Scarcity of top-level, home-run center-backs boosts market value. Ceiling and projection. If Ballard continues this trajectory. Top 6 rotation option at minimum. Potential England squad contention. Ideal fit for teams playing a high-intensity, compact defensive system. Arsenal connection. A missed opportunity. Ballard's rise reinforces a familiar theme. The Arsenal developed the defender. Another club polished the final product. Thanks for watching. Please share, like, subscribe, and comment.